What's up, YouTube? It's me, Striker1570 here today, and I am here with team analysis of the last team I was using to climb the VGC Showdown ladder. Um, this team was originally built around Mega Kangaskhan right here, with the moves Double Edge Low Kick and Sucker Punch as its offensive moves, with Protect as the last move. Then Suicune with Scald, Ice Beam, Protect, and Tailwind. I'm only putting in their offensive moves because then I want to show you guys the type coverage here. Um, then we have Arcanine with Heat Wave and Snarl, then Protect and Will-O-Wisp. And then we have Landorus with Earthquake, Rock Slide, Knockoff, and Protect. And then we have Hariyama with Close Combat, Bullet Punch, Ice Punch, and Protect. And then Aegislash, rounding out the team with Flash Cannon and Shadow Ball, then Wide Guard and King Shield. Okay, so I really liked this team when I was using it, but it did have its problems. It was a very powerful team, very good offensive threats in like Hariyama and Kangaskhan and Landorus and Aegislash most of the time too, and good support Pokemon in Suicune and Arcanine. Um, but then, as you can see, it's all even here except for this water weakness, which I at first didn't think would be that big of a problem, but then if we switch over to the type coverage, if you look at the water, uh, we have we have a water move, but we don't have anything to hit it in grass or electric right here. So any bulky water type Pokemon like Rotom Wash, Milotic, or other Suicunes, this team was completely walled by, and they would have to muscle it out by relying on Kangaskhan, maybe some Will-O-Wisps from Arcanine, or maybe a close combat from Hariyama. But water types were really the bane of this team's existence. But it did round out some pretty nice coverage and everything else, because we didn't have a poison. We did not have a poison, flying, grass, electric, or psychic, or fairy move. The lack of the fairy move really was also or dragon move. The team didn't have actually a very wide variety of different types moves. Like the lack of a fairy type move was very annoying when we went against something like a Sableye. Thankfully, we never went against a Mega Sableye. Otherwise, the team would have just gotten destroyed. Um, then the dragon type move, you don't really need a dragon type move because it only hits dragon types are super effective, whereas a fairy or an ice type does that as well. But unfortunately, or we do have ice beam. Um, it's just for some reason it's not showing up. Uh, hold on. Let me see if I can fix that. Ice beam, then type resistance, type coverage. Yeah, see, okay, there it is. We have two ice moves. I forgot. One in Hariyama and one in Suicune. So we could still hit the dragon type super effectively. Um, we did not, like I said, we lacked the grass and electric, which really hurt when we went against a water type Pokemon. Because, as you can also see, this was the one thing that the team was unbalanced against, with only Suicune resisting it, and then Arcanine and Landorus both being weak to it. But we did have some bulky Pokemon that could take water type attacks. It's just that it was harder to muscle them out. And we didn't have the bug type move, which if you have a fighting, which really mainly hits psychic and dark types for its main damage, which if you have a fighting or a dark type move yourself, you can hit uh, both a dark and a psychic super effectively, respectively. Um, and as you can see, we do have the dark type here, and we do have two fighting types right here, both physical, in Hariyama and Kangaskhan. Uh, let's move on to the move sets and stuff. These were the final calculations for each of the Pokemon. You can pause if you want to use the set. Um, I really like the sets. I am a big fan of the bulkier Pokemon, but I think I might want to change that. Um, but this Kangaskhan could take some hits, could survive at least one double target as long as one of the attacks wasn't a fighting type attack that was stab, I think, or maybe not just a fighting type in general. If it was two non-stab fighting types, it would have died. But it could usually it could take hits very well. And then Suicune, an amazing Pokemon overall. Um, was very bulky, what gave us the tailwind support, which is very nice when we had Pokemon like Hariyama who were slower, but not so nice when we had Pokemon like Aegislash who then actually outsped other Pokemon who would naturally outspeed it by a lot. Um, and so then he would attack first, and then if they attacked him, he would just get eviscerated. But then we had Arcanine, who was another very bulky Pokemon. He was another one of our support Pokemon. He was the one that destroyed physical attackers and special attackers with Snarl to lower the special attack, and then Will-O-Wisp and Intimidate to just crush physical attackers. This team is a very anti-physical team because we have two Intimidates. We got a Will-O-Wisp. We have Scald for possible burns. Then we have very bulky physically bulky Pokemon, with all of them having at least over 100 in physical defense, which Hariyama's being the lowest, which is 108, but he could still take the occasional physical attack. Um, then, after Arcanine, we move on to the Aegislash with Wide Guard, King Shield, Flash Cannon, and Shadow Ball, and Weakness Policy. Weakness Policy, obviously, when he got hit with a Dark Fire, Ghost, or Ground type attack, which are very common, or not more so the Fire and Grounds, he then got the +2 in attack and special attack. He didn't really need it in attack, because obviously he's a special Aegislash, but once he got that boost, he just became incredible and just wrecked everything with Flash Cannon or Shadow Ball. Then we had Wide Guard to protect from heat waves or earthquakes, which helped a lot against Choice Scarfed Landrases or stuff like that. Then we had King Shield for obvious reasons, so that way he's not O-code and can get attack drops. Once again, trying to kill those physical attackers. Then we move on to Hariyama. Very specially bulky with actually this being 150 since he has the Assault Vest. Close Combat, Fake Out, very standard. Then Bullet Punch and Ice Punch. Ice Ice Punch is a very. I really felt like we needed the Ice type moves, even though we did have Suicune. Um, I'm thinking about changing this to maybe Knockoff or maybe Bullet Punch to Knockoff because well, these two are the two weakest moves because obviously this is going to be used against mostly the flying type Pokemon like Landorus and stuff. All of which are mostly physical, or a Mega Salamence, which will take the Ice Punch very well and then can just fire back with a return or a double edge and just wreck Hariyama. Then we had Bullet Punch for extra priority. Did help a lot at the time, which is why I'm thinking of changing Ice Punch and not Bullet Punch. It did help when there was that one Pokemon that like lived on just the tiniest bit of HP, and then there was a chance of it being faster than one of my Pokemon or something. I could just Bullet Punch it, and boom, it was dead. Um, so that and it also helps hit Fairy type Pokemon like Sylveon. I definitely he didn't give out as much physical pressure, except from close combat, um, that I had hoped. So he's very good. He definitely needs a bit of tweaking, but otherwise he's pretty good. Then we have Landorus with Yache Berry, Earthquake Knockoff, Protect, and Rock Slide. This is the reason I didn't have Knockoff on Hariyama, but I often regretted it. Um, because I had Knockoff on Landorus, and so I figured that was good enough. But I often found that sometimes I didn't want to bring Landorus against a fight against like a Bisharp or something, and then its partner would be like an Aegislash or something that would take super effective damage from knockoff. So Hariyama would close combat the Bisharp and then couldn't touch the other Pokemon. But Landorus here was very good. Landorus, I really liked Landorus. He was outsped by a lot of Pokemon in his speed tier, but he was bulky enough to the point where he could take the attack and then he could fire back with another attack, where then he could fire back with an attack, and then he was a very good Pokemon. The Yache Berry surprised a lot of people when they tried to hit him with an Ice type attack and he didn't die immediately, cause then that guaranteed that he stuck around for at least one more turn. Um, then we had Earthquake and Rock Slide to obviously this to deal with fire types and stuff, and just Ice types sometimes too. but you actually don't see a lot of ice types nowadays. Then we had Earthquake for the fact that it's his stab move, it's spread, it's one of the best moves in the game. Um, then Knock Off to hit Ghost types and Psychic types and stuff like that. And then the fact that it could knock off like leftovers or something on a Suicune. Because, like I said, he would survive an ice type attack and then just be able to knock off something. And then Protect, because this is the Volculando set, so he won't need U-turn like a Choice Scarf or a Choice Band set would. So overall, this was a very good team. It did have its problems against the water types, like I said. So it did have very hard problems breaking past like the 1250s, because then like everyone always has like a Suicune or a Milotic or a Rotom Wash or something along those lines, which would just completely wall the team. So overall, like I said, very good team. Definitely needs some tweaking to get to deal with these water types. This team may make a return with maybe one or two Pokemon replaced. I'm not sure. But anyway, as always, if you guys want more content or enjoyed this, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.